Well, we went camping, we went fishing. Daddy went to jail and mama broke him out and she took the dog too. That's my summary. Absolute Superman #3. Stick around for the full review. You can have my copy. Subscribe, like this. I'm giving away my copy. I'll ship it to you for no charge whatsoever. Stick with me. Here we go. Well, hello, it's Jason from the multiverse, and we have it. We have Absolute Superman #3 here in all of its comic-y goodness. If you subscribe and like this, then one of you will get my personal copy of Absolute Superman. I'm sending that out to one new subscriber who also likes this video, and I would love to send it to you. Here's what's going down in Superman. This was all a Krypton story. We got a 100% story about Superman before he came to Earth. And this is really cool. We have not seen stories in the past where Kal-El is being brought up by his parents, by Lara and Jor-El. So we're getting to see that. We're getting to see Jor-El getting sequestered by the authorities so that he can't tell anyone about the impending destruction of Krypton. Things are much worse than they initially thought. There's this green gas, I'm imagining, made of kryptonite. This green gas seeping out of the ground, killing things all around them. They can tell that something has gone very, very amiss and that the society is breaking down. Now, remember, the elves are working class people, and they figured this out on their own by being in the soil, by being within, I was almost going to say in the earth, but by being within the planet, within Krypton. And they kind of figured out what was happening. And you see a scene or two in here where they're hiking through nature and really loving the planet that they live in. And you can tell there's a deep, abiding joy in what they do and the connection to that planet, and that the working people are the people who spend more time there and enjoy it the most. But they're also the only ones who aren't in on the secret that this place is blowing up. And there are big ships set up for the big rich elite. And the rich elite are getting out of there as fast as they can. So Jor-El gets arrested, and Kal-El sees it. And while they're going to rescue him, Lara's got on the suit that we see Kal-El wear later in the comic when he's on Earth. She's wearing the suit. She's got the lava-y gun thing that she can use to manipulate matter. She's got that in front of her. Krypto's wearing the cape that Kal-El ultimately gets. So all the things that we ultimately get with our Superman, those items are in here, and we're getting to see them for the very first time. It is action-packed, tons of fun, but the fighter in this, the fighter is not Kal-El. We actually don't see Kal-El fight at all. We see little bitty Kal-El. It's his mama. His mama can throw down, and she's throwing down with all this weaponry. So the weaponry itself is enough to make her a superhero in Krypton alone. But imagine having that weaponry with the powers of Superman. And that's what we have in the form of Absolute Superman here on Earth. Now, we don't know any more about his powers than we've learned in issue #2. In fact, it was a little frustrating. We got so much about the character of who he is in issue 2, and we didn't get to develop that anymore. We got some of the backstory. We got a little bit, but it was a little bit repetitive. It does show that he's this writer and he's wanting to deliver information to people. It shows that he actually got the story out while his mom was out rescuing his dad. He was hacking in and putting a message out to all of the people of Krypton saying, hey, get out while you can. This place is about to blow up, right? So you get to see a little bit of that, trying to save people as best he can, using the pen to save people instead of using his physical might, while his mama's out trying to break his dad out of jail. When I think about it, this Absolute Superman issue is a country song. Well, the mama's breaking daddy out of jail. And it's exactly what happens in this thing. So and she brought the dog with us. It's like a family affair to break out daddy from jail. That's what just happened. They had a getaway ship, the whole thing. So this whole issue, this is the country song of Superman comics. That is what it is. It is the country song of Superman comics where mama breaks daddy out of jail and brings the dog with you. That's what happened. Now the kid's in the background writing a story for a newspaper, so he's the troubadour writing the song, I suppose. Anyway, that's what's happening with this whole comic. I digress pretty far there, but that's okay. It is a fun book. You get a little more history. I think that the Jason Aaron stories are going to be like Star Trek movies, where the even number ones are really good. The odd ones are like, it was worth the time, but nah, it was okay. This one was okay. It's building the story for sure. I think the difference in this is Jason Aaron is telling a complete, cohesive story that is going to be ultimately better, I think, when it's collected in trade. I think that the story in Absolute Batman, that's being told as really solid serialized comics. And month by month, we're getting really, really good standalone stories, and we're getting a feel for what's happening with Bruce and what created him. But it's all in a fully encompassed monthly periodical that then I know they'll collect very well as one big collected edition. So I think that Scott Snyder is just better at writing comic books. Jason Aaron's story, I think, is ultimately going to be a good, cohesive novel, right? It's going to be a graphic novel and tell a good, cohesive story that way. And I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine, just a different style. But what it means is there are booming months and then there are just okay months. This month was just okay. Absolute Superman was just okay. And like I said, my hope is that this is basically like Star Trek movies. Every even number issue is going to be great. Just like Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 4, Search 6, Undiscovered Country, even. Best of the movies. Number 1, don't know what that's all about. Number 3, I think 3 was Search for Spock. It wasn't good. Number 4 was the one where they go to Earth. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully, these books turn out to be a little bit stronger in the end. All right, that's Absolute Superman number 3. Remember, subscribe, like, and you'll be in a drawing to get my personal copy sent to you. I'll put in the comments who ends up winning it. All right, thanks all.